of kids that started to beat up on this other kid. They started to pound on this young man. Boom, boom, boom. And then that was about 2 or 3 of them I seen. And then as I get closer, as I'm driving over there, that more kids started to come over there. About 7 or 8 kids started to come over there and started wailing on this one young black man. And I got out my car, and when I got out and other people started to come over, the kids ran away. And this one child was left on the sidewalk, bleeding profusely.
Oh, wow.
And it just looked so bad. It's like the struggle still continues. So we have to continue to fight for justice, for peace, and for change. Thank God I was able to get and hold of Mr. Santiago, and he sent the police right down, and they got the ambulance to come right down to try to help to take care of this young man. But Brother Zechariah, it just makes me wonder. I know we got a long way to go, but we can do it better when we do it together.
That's right. That's the truth.
When we work together.
That's the truth.
It's not a one-man thing. It's not a NAACP thing. It's not a POP thing. It's not a Black Panther thing. But we all must come together and fight this together.
That's right. And, you know, as the game is being stepped up with the election of elected Barack Obama, President-elect Barack Obama, more will be expected out of each constituent. You can no longer go around tearing up your community, blaming this and blaming that. It's time to take on accountability. What are you doing to make it better?
Yes.
What are you doing to pick yourself up? Or I'm going to say it this way, you will be left behind.
You're right.
Because it's getting tired. You know that instead of fighting on the corner, you need to be fighting in the library.
All right.
It's so easy to do other things. You know, like I often tell parents, it's so easy to buy all kinds of toys. But what about making a kid read all kinds of books? Which is free.
You're right.
You can get a book 50 cents. You know what I mean? Any garage seller or whatever, library, you can borrow the books or whatever. We have got to change our ways. See, we got to change. We can no longer, you see, come along like people just pulling themselves up by the bootstrap over and over. The bootstrap should be up by now. You understand what I mean? You know, it's getting, getting tired.
You're right.
Now, I put this church together, Church of What's Happening Now, in 2002. And I said I'm going to keep on marching. And even though I don't get the community support as many other religious organizations, but I draw my example from many things. I saw a few years ago a white woman. Now, they're going to say Reverend is racist. I saw a white woman in Africa laying in the trees next to the gorillas to try to understand the gorillas. And she stayed there so long, eventually the gorillas taking her in. So she was able to write all kinds of theses on the gorillas. Well, if I can see this woman that go to this dark continent from wherever she come from, and she can stay out there in the jungle, night and day, Rev Branch, night and day, Chairman Hatcher. If I can see that right there, and I'm sure sometime the gorilla might have slapped her, one of us, bang. But she stayed there anyway. And then after staying so long, they decided, well, maybe we ought to accept the gorilla saying. And then she got the information. Then I'm going to stay the course to understand you too in our community. Now, I don't go along with the whole scientific theory of the Darwin theory or the evolution of man, but as I read some of those books, I do understand the evolution of behavior. Okay. And now, at this state of the game, you should be someplace else.
Right.
You see, because you way back, you're behind the game. You know,
hundreds of years.
You way back. 100 years. I mean, and you might have a little iPod on you that can store 10 to 15,000 songs with video. So you're up on point on that point, but when you're dealing with each other, you are very barbaric.
You're right.
Clubbing each other over the head.
You're right.
You should be handing each other a book.
Exactly.
Let's lift up to get up.
Exactly.
You understand me?
I know exactly
So
what you
we have got to change the game if we are going to have a responsible community. We can no longer go off on, moving in the community, and then 10 years later the community should look bad. The community got to look good.
Right.
You understand me? No. People say, "Oh, this is don't dirty air out dirty laundry." Well, let me explain something to you about dirty laundry. Most people that's responsible for cleaning laundry already know it's dirty. You can tell dirty laundry from clean laundry. You understand me? Because you're a laundry person. My grandmother was a laundry woman. That's what she did. She was a laundry woman. She knew dirty laundry, whether you fold it up or not. That is dirty. People know that you got dirty laundry because you have not evolved to become great stewards in your community.
I hear you.
See, you got to be a steward, and that steward started a very small fraction of a hair, like that can that's on the ground over there. You pick it up. It starts with that right there. That cigarette butt, it don't belong there. You understand?
Right.
You pick it up. Then once you keep doing these things and you keep doing these things, then after a while, accountability coming. Then after a while, you start doing other things. Say, well, let's not tear the tree down. Let's plant more trees.
Yes.
You understand? Go ahead, Rev Branch.
In light of what you just said, Steve and I, we went to Trenton, the Muhlenberg Hospital, and what happened was, before the closing of Muhlenberg Hospital, you had, it was like hundreds of people, wasn't it, Steve?
Yes, it was.
Okay,
it really was.
Then what happened was, after the state ruling came down that they closed, okay, then it started to dwindle down to if we get 25 people at the meeting now, then we're lucky.
Yeah.
Okay, and see, what people don't understand is this. See, at the offset, sure, everybody wants to come out there and run out there, but see, that's what Reverend Zechariah meant by you have to be there for the long haul. Because see, the battle is not over. Just because you lose one fight, you haven't lost the whole battle. Just because you lose in one court, there's always another court that you can take it to. That's why we have the appeal process. But the point is that you have to stay the course. You have to continue the fight. You just can't sit back and see, I'm just the type person, you just ain't going to give me just any old thing.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Okay, you know what I'm saying? Because I know what my rights are, and I know what I deserve, and I'm going to fight for what I deserve, and I'm going to fight for what you deserve.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, that's what my job is.
Right.
Okay, but the point is, when Steve is fighting, meaning POP, the NAACP is fighting, you've got to stay the course too.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, because if not, then you leave us out there fighting. I said a speech one time, and I said that, if I go down to city council,
go ahead,
and I'm standing up speaking on a problem that happened with you.
That's right.
Okay, or what happened in your community. When I look behind me, I want to see you back there behind me. Because one man can't do nothing by himself. But when you have the masses behind you,
Right.
now you can accomplish something. Because one thing I'm going to tell you about politicians, one thing politicians all understand is that we vote them in, and we vote them out. And when they look at me and they see me standing up there with 100 people behind me, okay, all agreeing, talking about, hey man, Reverend Branch, you know what I'm saying? See, now Reverend Branch has a bit more power and influence on the politicians. And it's not just Reverend Branch, so let me clear that up. Reverend Branch is the messenger.
That's right.
Okay, but we all are the message.
That's right.
Right.
I'm just the one that's delivering the message. And with POP, as well as the NAACP. You know, right now we have a